end up getting me some cotton balls and putting it in my ears. So I take the cotton balls out. I'm like, hey man, cut that out, man. Cut that shit out, man. So nobody is in these cells at all. So as I'm walking down, I don't see nobody in none of these cells. But then I hear, be quiet, be quiet. Then I hear a little bit moaning noise. I'm like, what the
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
So before I end up going to the hole for them 6 months and getting transferred from the other story, I gotta let y'all know what happened the day before. So I'm laying down, of course, and I was reading the Goosebumps books. Y'all remember Goosebumps back in the day? So I'm reading my Goosebumps book, and I hear this moaning noise. So I'm thinking like, all right, man, these cats back at it again. So I'm like, man. So I end up getting me some cotton balls and putting it in my ears. So I'm reading the story some more. So then I keep hearing it. So I'm like, man. So I keep reading some more. And it's getting louder. So I take the cotton balls out. I'm like, hey, man, cut that out, man. Cut that shit out, man. So then it get quiet. So then I start reading again. And then I start hearing it again slowly. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go do something to somebody. So I put the book down and I walk out my cell and I go to the left. Now, to the left, you got Al's cell, you got a random guy cell, and then you got Jrock's cell. So nobody is in these cells at all. So as I'm walking down, I don't see nobody in none of these cells. But then I hear, be quiet, be quiet. Then I hear a little bit moaning noise. I'm like, what the, am I going insane? Like what's going on? So I'm like, what the heck? So now I'm at Jrock's cell, but there's nobody there. And here's the last cell. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta be going crazy. So I go downstairs and I go get me some ice, okay? So we had an ice machine in our pod. So I get me some ice, give me a couple of cubes, and I put 2, 3 of them in my mouth, and I walk back upstairs, and I go back to my cell. So I'm sitting on my bunk, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta be tripping. So then I lay back down. Now I'm just laying on my back with my hands behind my, like this, just laying down, just thinking. And then I slowly hear it again. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta be tripping. I gotta be tripping. So then I just get up and I said, no, something else going on. So now I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe there's a guard, watching a video, an X-rated video or something. Maybe that's what's going on. But then I know what I heard. I heard, man, be quiet, be quiet. So I'm like, nah, man, something got to be going on. So then I get up and I go back down the tier and I look in every cell and I don't see nobody. So I'm like, all right, man, whatever. So I leave up out of the pod, right? And I go out there on the yard. So I see Al. I'm like, Al, man, something weird going on in the pod. He like, what you mean? I said, man, it's like every time I lay down, I keep hearing like these noises, man. He like, what you mean noises? I said, I don't know, like some X-rated noises, like somebody playing a video or something up in there. He like, oh, somebody got a phone or something? I said, I think so, but I'm not 100% sure. I think somebody in there doing something, but I can't find who it is. He like, what you mean somebody doing something? I said, man, man, since these type of people done got up in here, man, it just seemed like it's a whole freak off up in here, man. And it keep bothering me because I keep hearing it, but I don't know where it's coming from. So he like, well, I mean, why is it bothering you like that? I said, because I can't read. I'm trying to read my dang book, and I keep hearing these noises. So it's like, yo, dog, like, what the heck going on? So he like, well, I mean, I don't know what you telling me. I don't know what to do about it. So I'm like, So you think I'm tripping? He like, no, you ain't tripping, but I'm just saying, man, you just let it go, man. So then I was like, man, where the heck Jrock at? He was like, I don't know. Come to think about it, I ain't see him today. He was like, maybe I don't know, maybe he on a visit or something. I said, oh, okay, because I need to holler at him. So he was like, all right, if I see him, I'll let him know. I'll let him know that you're looking for him. I said, all right. So then I go back to the pod. So I go back to the pod and I go get in the shower, right? Because it was hot that day. I'm talking about really hot, like hot. So I go get in the shower. I know what y'all thinking. Oh, something that happened in the shower. Nothing happened in the shower, y'all. So I leave up out the shower, and the guy that was, booed up with Jrock, he came to me, and he was like, so I'm leaving out the shower, and he's sitting at this table, and he was like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I said, man, what's up? And he like, well, hey, have you seen Jrock? Because I said, hold on. Let me go put some clothes on right quick, man. I don't feel comfortable talking to you while I ain't got no clothes on, dog. So he said, okay, I'll be right here. So then I go upstairs and I get dressed. So now, as I'm getting dressed, I'm just thinking to myself, man, what did this dude, like, the heck he got, why he want to ask me questions for? So I'm like, nah, I ain't going back down there. So I laid back down and I started reading my book again. So then about 15 minutes later, I hear a knock at the cell, like, so I'm like, well, who is that? And it's dude, it's Jrock thing, Jrock boo thing. I said, what's up? He like, oh, but I thought you maybe forgot, but I asked you a question. Like, have you seen Jrock? I said, no, man, I ain't seen no Jrock. He was like, oh, okay, because he said that he was going to the yard, but, I know y'all homeboys and y'all cool, so I just wondered, I ain't trying to disrespect you or nothing, but I just wondered, did you know where he was at? I said, no, I ain't seen him. And no, I went to the yard and I ain't seen him out there neither. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. Right, so he walked off and I'm like, man, Jrock I can't believe this. So let me give y'all some history about Jrock. See, back in Flint, right, I had a crew. And when I say a crew, we weren't gangbanging or nothing. It was just a whole bunch of us that used to hang out back in my old hood, right? It was me, Quez, Rail, Al, John, Chucky, who else? Terrell, Hakeem, my brother Akeem, Pooter, I'm probably forgetting a couple more people. Oh, Mook, and I think that's about it. Is that it? Yeah. Well, that's the main guys. And Jrock also. And we all grew up in the same neighborhood. And Jrock was one of us. And you gotta understand, man, we done got into so many beefs. We done got into so many hood fights. That's why I'm saying, like, Jrock was a dude that was close to me. So when he got up in here and when all them, trannies hit the yard, man, and he ended up going to the dark side, I was real disappointed because I'm like, dog, like, come on, man. Your family know my family. I know your family, man. I know your son. Like, come on, dog. That ain't what Flint dudes do, man. But hey, he felt like he got a life sentence and he ain't never going home. So he just felt like this is just how he doing it. And, I told him, like I said in the prior story, if y'all haven't seen it, check it out. I told him, like, I ain't gonna say nothing, man, but if Al say something or anybody here from Detroit or Flint put it out there, that's on them, man. I can't tell nobody else what to do, but you got my word. I ain't saying nothing, man. Because, I had love for Jrock, but at the same time, man, the way that I was programming and the way that he programming now, we can't rock together. It just, we gotta have some distance between us, because y'all know how it is. I always tell y'all, in prison, birds of a feather flock together, and you are guilty of association. And me, the type of reputation I have, I just couldn't have that type of foolishness around me like that, because it's a thing of respect, man. And it's like you lose a couple of prison points if you a dude that, play with them boys. It just, I don't know. It's just prison politics. It is what it is. So, Jrock was one of us. So the guy done walked off. So now I'm like, where is Jrock? Come and think about it. So then now I'm thinking to myself, like, I wonder, nah, that couldn't have been, or could it? That noise that I was hearing was like, was Jrock around? Like, was that him, like, ducked off somewhere doing that? Even though there was a lot of activities and dudes in there doing what they was doing, but nobody could find Jrock. So everybody started coming back in, right, from yard. Everybody piling in. So now I look out there, Al come to myself, he like, yeah, man, it's some crazy that was going on the yard today, man. I said, look, man, spare me the details, man. I'm good. I don't want to hear nothing about who was doing what and who was doing who on the yard, man. He like, yeah, man, it's getting real wicked out there. I said, yeah, that's why I can't even go out there, dog. It's like all this stuff is everywhere, man. He like, yeah, tell me about it. He was like, man, I was on the court playing basketball, and so as I'm on the court, we balling, and that thing that them came up on me, was trying to guard me, but when he was guarding me, he kept like getting real close. So maybe it was just in my head. So I pushed him, and we was about to fight on the court, but his mans came over there and was like, yo, man, this is my property, dog. Don't touch it. If you got an issue with my guy, man, you come address me. So Al was like, he basically bagged both of them down, and they got to playing basketball again. So he was like, it's just getting wild out there, man. It's crazy. I say, yeah. So he like, oh, I seen Jrock too. He just came in. I was like, oh, okay. So all I hear is, oh, so you cheating on me? You cheating on me? So I'm like, who is that? And then I hear, yeah, I don't give a F. I don't give a F and all this and that. So I'm like, oh, with that drama. Now listen, y'all, they only been in here for maybe 3 days, and it's already so much drama that's going on behind these people, right? Now, when I leave out the tickets, I hear Jrock voice, and I hear him like, man, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing, man. It ain't nothing. So I look and I see Jrock, and the guy that came in there looking for him, that came and asked me where he was at, they in each other's face. And it looked like, I don't know, man. You know how, like, if a man get caught cheating with a woman, and a woman all rolling her neck and just the body language and doing all this with the hand motion. So this is what that is doing in front of Jrock. And Jrock like, man, I ain't trying to hear that, man. I was going on a visit. Right? So I'm like, man, this is, but you know what? Now that I think about it, Jrock did have a life sentence. And I'm not advocating for what he did, but I guess you got to be entertained or just live your life the way that you decide to live it. And he is deciding to live his whole life to the fullest and everything that comes with this prison stuff, right? So I'm like, man, I'm just disgusted, man. I'm so disgusted with this dude, man. So Al like, yeah, man, this is sickening, dog. So we go back to the cell, right? Now, nothing happened for about, I'm just going to say nothing eventful happened. So we're going to fast forward to the next morning after counting, everybody going either to school or to their job, or they going to the yard, right? So here I go. Now, usually when it's time for that and after breakfast, I usually stay back in my cell and I read, because that's the only time when mostly everybody is gone. That's the only time I get to read, because that's when it's quiet, right? So I'm back reading my Goosebumps book, and then I hear it again. So I'm like, okay, no, man, something going on. So I hear the moaning noises again. So I'm like, all right. So I go to my locker and I open up my peanut butter because y'all know that's why I keep the banger at. Now, this is the day, y'all, when me and Al end up bagging down the whole pot and, the turtle squad coming in, beating the brakes out of me and me going to the hole and me end up getting transferred. This is this day now. So I go grab the sword of justice out the peanut butter and I go creeping down the tier, listening. And I hear it and I'm getting close. So all these other cells don't got nobody in it. So the last cell is Jrock's cell. So I'm like, it gotta be Jrock. So then I creep down there and I hear the moaning noises. So now I'm standing at the door and I still hear it, but I don't see nobody. So I'm like, do he got like a video, like a phone in here that just going off? But why would he be so reckless? And then I see an arm come out from at the bottom of the bunk. So I'm like, what the? And then I see Jrock slide out. And then I see a boy slide out. And I'm like, so then I'm just standing there and Jrock like, my bad, D. Hey, my bad, D. This ain't what the... No, I said, yo, you got it, dog. You got it. So then I walk off and he come out the cell like, hey, D. Hey, listen, hey, we good, right, D? We good, man. My bad, bro. I said, yo, Jrock, man, don't say nothing to me, dog. Like, man, come on, dog. Like, you couldn't go do that somewhere else. I ain't know you was here, D. I ain't know, my bad. I ain't know, G. I ain't know I thought you was out in the yard or something, D. I'm like, dog, you. All right, man, whatever. So then I go back to the cell, right? So now I'm sitting on the bed. I'm like, so all this time, Jrock is banging out a dude under the bed, disturbing my peace. And then he already know that I'm against what he doing already. But it's like, yo, dog, come on. So I guess that right there will lead to my frustrations and me getting super angry and having a rock sit inside of me that exploded later on that day when I went to the microwave to, warm me up something. And there was one of them right there in front. And this thing bent over in front of me and I just lost it and said, boom, punched it. And then, well, y'all know what happened. Y'all have to, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go check. I'm going to have the link in the description about the other story that I'm talking about, okay? So then, I was sitting there on my bunk like, man, this is just wild, man. I can't be here, dog. I just can't be here, man. The homies is all going to the dark side. I just don't want to be here, man. It ain't the same. So about 5 minutes to go by and Jrock come knocking on the cell door. Hey, D. Look, I listen, bro. I know we had this conversation before, but I will really appreciate it if you don't say nothing to nobody, because I said, listen, dog. I told you already, man. I ain't telling nobody in the streets, dog. But you need to tighten up, dog, for real. He like, no, I ain't talking about the street stuff, like letting people know out there in the world. But could you not say nothing because I'm that person that you seen? I said, listen, I ain't seen nothing. He like, I know, but what I'm saying, that's not that ain't my person, that ain't my partner. It's somebody that I be jumping off with. I said, listen, dog, spare me the details, dude. I'm good. I ain't gonna say nothing, dog. But whatever, dog. So he's like, all right, bro. Then he came right back and was like, yeah, because I don't want my girl to get upset. I said, Jrock, get out of here, dog. Get out. He like, all right, my bad, bro, my bad. Hey, y'all, listen. YouTube is not sending out my notifications. I need for y'all to text this number right here that y'all see on the screen, because I got to send out my own notifications. I went out, y'all, and bought a phone just for y'all, okay? If you want me to promote your business or your social media channel, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, OnlyFans, YouTube, don't matter. Text this number and ask me about my promotion deals, okay? Right now, y'all, I'm doing the special, $50 per video, all right? But that is only good till July. So after July, it's going back to $100 per video, okay? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the video.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.